welcome. And thank you for joining us on this incredibly special day. We've been thinking about this day since roughly March 2nd at about 2:15. We're thrilled that you're here, and we hope you have a terrific time tonight. So Caitlin, I've thought a lot about what I wanted to say tonight. And really, there's just a couple thoughts that I'd like you to remember from tonight and always. You are beautiful. And you're so incredibly beautiful today on your wedding day. I'm so proud of you. I love you. And you amaze me. You amaze me every day for the last 11,137 days. Yep, every one of them. Caitlin, you're a dreamer. You've always been a dreamer. But one of the things that makes you so special, you didn't just dream it. You did it. It's tempting to go through all the details, but suffice to say, you've always had incredible discipline. You've always done the hard thing, even way back to STEM camp when you were a little girl. And there was a dissection project. It was you that stood up and took the lead when the boys in your group were sort of hiding out in the corner. You've always been willing to make the sacrifice and stay focused. As tempting as it may have been, you never went for the easy marshmallow, so to speak. And now look at yourself. You're literally living the dream. Now, there is part of this journey that's worth highlighting in some detail tonight. And that happened, it's the most special part of the journey, of course. That happened a little over 3 years ago in March of 2022. That's when you met the one. You met the one that makes you truly happy. The one that likes to go on long hikes. The one that likes to have picnics at the beach. You met the one that has your laundry done and Tuscan chicken on the table after a long day at the hospital. You met a foodie just like yourself. In short, you met your one true love, and now he's sitting right next to you with a ring on his finger. Caitlin, as I said, you're literally living the dream, and I couldn't be happier. It would be so cool if your younger self could be here to see this. The one you called Kita. We all called her Kita. Kita would be so happy with you. She'd be so proud of you. And she'd say, Daddy, why do you keep talking about a dream? This wasn't a dream. This was the plan. Well, I would say, Kita, your older self, Caitlin, she's crushing the plan. And Kevin, we first met you a little over 3 years ago, not long after you guys started dating. And I can tell you, for us, it was nerve-wracking. You were the first boyfriend that we ever met. And luckily for us, initial impression was that you were kind, humble, thoughtful, and very considerate. So again, initial impression, you were a gentleman and we approved. And we've had such a fantastic time getting to know you well over the last 3 years. We've learned a lot about your life journey with Eagle Scout, UCLA Marching Band, USC, and now the start of what looks to be a very promising career at the House of Barbie. We've spent a lot of time together, which has been fantastic. You guys come down and see us and spend a lot of long weekends at our home. We've gone on some fun dinners. We had the little NDL incident that didn't scare you off. We've been on some fun trips. We go on hikes together. You might remember the 7-mile march through the hills of Kodo back in I think 2023. During all this time, as we've been getting to know you and you've been getting to know us, you've done nothing but reinforce and build on those initial impressions that we formed. And we couldn't be happier. We're thrilled to formally welcome you in as a member of our family. So when did we know this was a possibility? When did we know this relationship was kind of the real deal? We saw the little things, the looks, the smiles, the giggles, but when did we know? Well, oddly enough, the definitive clue for us, basketball. So those of you, I know you know this, Kevin, but those of you that know Caitlin well know that team sports and basketball in particular, never a thing with Caitlin. Pretty good chance you never watched a basketball game or any part of a basketball game in your life. You never played basketball. If you bumped into LeBron wandering around Culver City, would mean nothing to you. You wouldn't recognize him. So Kevin, you had to know, we were stunned when not long after you guys started dating, you were down at our house and Caitlin just casually asks, "Hey, Kevin, you want to go up to the park and play horse?" You literally had Caitlin interested in basketball, and it wasn't just horse. When Kristen and I finally got up off the floor to come up to see you guys, you had moved on from horse and you were practicing a 2-on-0 fast break. And the basketball theme didn't stop there. The next spring, I get a text from Caitlin saying, "Hey, Dad, would you like to participate in my college basketball March Madness bracket?" Where's Nate? Nate, you had an assist on that one. So that was it. Basketball, in the spirit of building the relationship. Actually, who am I kidding? In the spirit of love, you embraced his passion for basketball. That's when we knew. So they say the father of the bride, when they're doing a speech like this, they should offer up some wisdom or some advice. Okay, so I don't know so much about wisdom, but I've got some thoughts relative to advice. The first one, easy. It has to do with games, board games, card games, that sort of thing. So we play a lot more games since Kevin came on the scene. And by the way, Caitlin and Kevin are good. They're good at games. They've got the rules completely wired. You might say they're a little bit ruthless. And I think we got the motto last weekend when we were playing, when Kevin made a pretty aggressive move against Caitlin. And what he said was, "It's nothing personal," which is a fantastic motto. So again, this is an easy one. Here's my advice. Let me win. Make it look good, but every once in a while, you can let me eke out a win. Now that fluke Hail Mary win on the number 4 a couple weeks ago during the Game of Life demonstrates that you got it in you. You can let me win once in a while. So in future game nights, just keep that in mind. Okay, so next, I need to get a little bit serious now, and this one's far more important, and it's directed more specifically at you, Kevin. So over the last few years, you have become our mixologist. So here's the deal. I will continue to supply the necessary ingredients along with Russian River beer and Pupil and our favorite wines, but this mixologist thing, fantastic quality. So my advice, continue working to perfect the craft anytime you're down at Orange County at 5 Grace. And by the way, just to be clear, Mackenzie, you still own the margarita category. Okay, so I know I'm running a little bit long, but I did get prior approval from the bride. So just a couple more quick thoughts. So over the last few years, you guys have established an incredibly healthy life together, sharing, supporting, building your faith, starting your careers. exploring Culver City and the broader LA area, coming down to visit us in Orange County. You're also very ambitious with big dreams and demanding careers. From my perspective, you do a really good job managing all that, particularly the work-life balance associated with that. Well, as the careers progress, there will be opportunities to sacrifice, take on more, take that next promotion, and that's fantastic. But I would just encourage you, never lose sight of this work-life balance thing that you've already sorted out. Just be careful not to let the career swallow up too much of your energy, too much of your focus, too much of your time. What really makes you happy, what really matters, sitting right next to you. Okay, so one more, and quite frankly, I don't know how this fits in with advice and wisdom, but I'm going to fit it in here anyway. So you might be picking up on a little bit of a theme with these two. They are both high achievers with incredible discipline and focus. They've always had the discipline to pass up on the easy single marshmallow and work toward bigger things. Well, today they just committed to spending the rest of their life with their best friend. They just married their one true love. So I think it's time. Let's have that second marshmallow. Kristen, could you bring the marshmallows up here, please? Thank you. Okay, so I want to close with a toast. If you would, raise a glass with me. Here's to LA's newest power couple, Caitlin and Kevin. I love you guys. I hope that you have the time of your life tonight, and I look forward to a front row seat as the plan continues in the coming years. Cheers.